Have you ever wondered what it would be like to cruise as a rock star on board a Virgin Voyages cruise ship? In other words, what would it be like if you booked one of the suites on board? What do the rooms look like? What additional perks and benefits do you get? Well, in this video today, that's exactly what we're going to talk about. I'm going to tell you everything that you need to know about cruising rock star on a Virgin Voyages cruise ship, so that hopefully you can decide if this experience might be right for you for a future cruise. If you've just found me today for the first time, then I'm Fraser, welcome to my channel. It would be great if you would consider supporting my channel by clicking both the thumbs up and the subscribe buttons. But let's get started by, first of all, talking about the differences between the different grades of suite accommodation on board. You may have heard the term Rockstar and also the term Mega Rockstar. The simplest way that I would split this out is that Rockstar quarters are basically really nice suites on board the ship. Mega Rockstar quarters is an elevated position, and essentially they're really nice suites. I like to think of it as Rockstar being VIP and Mega Rockstar being very VIP. I'm not sure if very VIP is even a thing, but if it's not, for the sake of this video, let's run with it. There are 4 types of Rockstar quarter that you could book, so 4 different types of suite in that category. And there are also 4 types of Mega Rockstar quarter that you could book. They are in slightly different positions around the ship, but I'll show you that throughout this video today. It's important that you understand not only where the rooms are, but also what all of the rooms look like. So don't worry, I'm going to show you everything. Before we jump into each of the individual rooms themselves, let's start by looking at all of the perks and the additional benefits that come when you opt to cruise as a rock star. The first perk that you get by cruising as a rock star on a Virgin Voyages cruise ship is access to Richard's Rooftop. Richard's Rooftop is the suite guest only sun terrace up on the top deck of the ship. In here, you've got sun loungers, you've got cabanas, you've got private seating areas, you've also got a bar up here that the rest of the ship can't access, and you've also got a couple of hot tubs. So if you do want to go for a soak in the water, you don't have to leave Richard's Rooftop to do so elsewhere on the main decks. This place does feel to me like a Mediterranean beach club. It's exactly the kind of vibe I'd expect to find from a beach club in Ibiza, or maybe somewhere like Mykonos. It's a really nice space, and it does give you a bit of peace when compared to the rest of the ship. The second perk that you unlock when you cruise as a rock star on a Virgin Voyages cruise ship is that you get an in-room bar set up with the first round of drinks on Virgin. What that means is that when you arrive into your suite on day 1 of the cruise, you'll have a minibar that's fully stocked and ready for you to drink. Once that minibar dries up, in other words, once you've finished those drinks, they're not going to magically refill. You could opt to book a higher grade of suite, and we'll come back to that shortly, where they will magically refill. But as a standard rock star, that first round of drinks is included, and after that, you can refill the bar, but you'll have to pay as you go. If you'd like to pay to refill your drinks, then all you have to do is speak to either your cabin attendant or speak to one of the Rockstar agents, who I'm sure will be delighted to help you out. On that note, let's talk about the next perk, which is access to the team of Rockstar agents. On a Virgin Voyages cruise, when you cruise as a rock star, you unlock the ability to access this team of people who are specifically dedicated to supporting those staying in suites. Think of it as a butler on a more traditional cruise line, but this isn't a member of staff that's dedicated to you. Cruising in a rock star suite means that you get access to the team of agents rather than one bespoke agent who will be with you throughout your whole cruise. Hold that thought, because we'll come back to how you can get that in a couple of seconds' time. The fourth perk that you get by cruising in Rockstar is priority boarding and early access to certain things. For example, you can get earlier access to things like restaurant bookings, event bookings, onboard experience bookings, and also shore excursion bookings to make sure that you can secure all of the reservations that you want on the days you want, at the times you want, And also for shore experiences, you could make sure that you get the spots on the ones that are most likely to sail out first. When it comes to early embarkation, that also means that you're among the first to see that ship on day one of the cruise, and you're also among the first to get into your room and then get to the top deck, maybe Richard's rooftop, or maybe one of the bars on board. Now, this all sounds good, doesn't it? If we could all cruise like that on every ship going forward, I'm pretty sure that we would. But there is another step up from this Rockstar category, and that is Mega Rockstar. So how does that experience differ to standard Rockstar, and is it worth it? Well, we'll come back to if it's worth it much later in this video because it's a very personal thing. But let's now look at the 6 additional perks that come over and above things like Richard's rooftop access and the priority boarding and early bookings access. Let's look at these 6 additional things that come when you book Mega Rockstar. First, Mega Rockstars get to enjoy a daily bar tab all around the ship. Virgin doesn't say what that bar tab is per day, but it does say that it's within reasonable limits. The only limit visible on their website is that 2 bottles of wine per cabin per day is the limit, but it doesn't specify the cut-off point for individual drinks. If you have cruised Rockstar previously and you can shed any light on that, jump down and leave us a comment because I'm sure there's people watching this video who would really like to know. The second perk is daily spa access. I am totally clear in all of my videos that I adore the thermal suite, which is part of the Redemption Spa on board the Virgin Voyages ships. I think it's such a relaxing place, especially if you go in during a port day rather than a sea day. Regular sailors will have to pay to use the thermal suite, but as a Mega Rockstar, you'll get access totally included in your fare. Third, if you're looking for the easiest way to arrive to the ship or get home from the ship, then you might want to think about the fact that as a Mega Rockstar, you get transfers included or you get car parking included by the terminal. That means that hopefully on disembarkation day, you can get off the ship, get in the car and make your way home. Maybe even before so many of your fellow passengers. I think that one is a big win, but car parking, for example, is only available in some ports. So if you speak to the Virgin Voyages team about that when you book, they'll be able to advise. Fourth, your own Mega Rockstar agent. Now, this is where it's a little bit different to the Rockstar agents that we spoke about earlier. As a standard Rockstar, you get access to that team or that group of Rockstar agents. But as a Mega Rockstar, when you board the ship, you will meet your personal Mega Rockstar agent. In short, it's that person's job to make sure that you leave that ship happy and that you are happy all through the experience. Any questions that you've got, you can ask them. Any requests or any needs that you've got, you can ask them. You basically will have the full one-to-one service from that person. I do like to think of that as a personal butler or maybe a royal genie that you would get on a cruise line like Royal Caribbean, as an example. So yes, Rockstar, access to the team, Mega Rockstar, one-to-one. Fifth, let's talk about that in-room bar. As a Mega Rockstar, when you finish your drinks in your in-room bar, they will magically refill and they will just keep refilling all through the cruise. That in-room bar is bottomless, so if you do choose to have a party in your cabin and you drink the drinks that are there, then don't worry, tomorrow when you pop out for breakfast or lunch by the time you surface, you'll come back and those drinks will be ready to go all over again. The final perk that you'll unlock as a Mega Rockstar is Work from Sea Wi-Fi. This is the fastest and best Wi-Fi connection that Virgin Voyages offer, and they offer it primarily for those who are sailing on their Work from Sea initiative. I haven't ever used this Wi-Fi, but I have read reviews online that say it's much, much better than the standard connection. So regular sailors, I believe, can upgrade their package to that, but as a Mega Rockstar, you get it totally included in your cruise fare. So that's all of the perks that come when you book in to a Rockstar or a Mega Rockstar suite. Let's now move on to look at the rooms themselves. Rather than give you full in-depth tours of every room, I'm going to show you each one on the screen, and you'll see down at the bottom of each shot which room and size you're looking at. If I was to go into detail and offer you a full room tour of every single room here, it would just simply take all day. The 4 Rockstar quarters available on board any Virgin Voyages cruise ship are 1. The suite aft, which measures between 416 and 661 square feet. 2. The Seriously suite, which is 352 square feet. 3. The Cheeky Corner suite, which is between 615 and 857 square feet. And finally, 4. The Brilliant suite, which is 482 square feet. So you can see that the sizes of all of these rooms do differ somewhat. Generally speaking, these rooms are pretty similar from a finish and from an overall look point of view. The main difference that will probably sway your decision to a degree is the location. You're going to find the Seriously suites and the Brilliant suites towards the front of the ship on the higher decks, specifically Deck 12 and Deck 14, whereas the Cheeky Corner and the Suite Aft suites are, well, as the name suggests, at the back of the ship. So if you are looking to cruise with those amazing views over the back of the ship, it's going to be one of them that you'd be looking to book. When I was on board Brilliant Lady, that was the first time that I got access into any Rockstar or Mega Rockstar quarters, and I was really, really impressed with what I saw in there. What did catch me off guard was just how different some of the rooms can be. For example, when you look at the Cheeky Corner suite, when you walk into the room, you actually then have to go sort of into the room around the corner and then you're in. So it is worth thinking about each of these room layouts, looking at the shots that you've got in this video, before you decide which room would be right for you. Moving on to the Mega Rockstar quarters, you've got 4 different suites available. First, the Gorgeous Suite, which is 570 square feet. Second, the Posh Suite, which is 833 square feet, so quite a size difference from the Gorgeous Suite. Third, you've got the Fab Suite, which is 950 square feet, so yes, bigger again. And finally, wait for it, you've got the Massive Suite, which is a whopping 2,147 square feet in size. That suite is absolutely enormous. All of these Mega Rockstar suites are all on deck 15 of the ship, and they really are next level when you compare them to the standard Rockstar suites, which you can find dotted around. Up on deck 15, you are sharing the same deck as venues like the Galley or the Onboard Buffet, and also the Aquatic Club, which is the main swimming pool. That means that you're pretty close for things like Scarlet Night, or even just for days at sea when you want to get outside by the pool. You're also only one deck below Richard's Rooftop, meaning that if you want to get up early to secure your favourite space up there, well, you don't have too far to go. At the end of the day, you've also only got one flight of stairs to come back down to go back to your suite, so you are in a pretty good position up here. Generally speaking, at night, these suites should also be lovely and quiet because you've got cabins directly beneath you and a rooftop directly above, which should be quiet. Before we move on to talk about whether or not this experience is worth it, can we just go back to that Massive Suite? Because I genuinely could not believe my eyes when I went in there. The Massive Suite on board a Virgin Voyages cruise ship is a 2-bedroom suite. It's got a master bedroom with a huge bathroom. The bathroom is absolutely enormous, with a freestanding bath in one section, and then this huge walk-in shower with a window that looks out into the bedroom. Personally, I wouldn't like to be looking into a bedroom while I'm showering, nor would I like someone to be looking at me while showering. So I did ask the question while on board, what would I do in that scenario? And the team just said that all you have to do is speak to your agent and they'll be able to come and cover the glass. So if you're watching this and you're thinking that's my worst nightmare, don't worry, it's kind of mine as well. Elsewhere in this suite, you've got a living room in the middle, you've got a second bedroom which does function as a music room with guitars on the wall, but it would be a very small second bedroom, and you've also got an additional bathroom. The terrace outside is where this suite really does come into its own. I've seen nothing like it before. Out there, you've got hammocks, you've got a daybed, you've got a round table for dining at, you've got a more formal dining table that, yes, does have stairs going up to it. Enough said. You've also got your own hot tub and you've got an outdoor shower. This suite is positioned directly above the bridge, so you get some of the absolute best views out to sea from there. My only word of warning with this suite is that when you look up from your terrace, you can see the very front section of Richard's rooftop, and people up there would be able to look down onto your terrace. So it's not fully private by any stretch, and in fact, you could have prying eyes on you almost anywhere you go on that terrace. Now, that's all of the suites. That's all of the Rockstar and also the Mega Rockstar quarters. And we've also spoken about all of the perks that you unlock when you cruise in this cabin type. Let's now talk about whether or not it's actually worth it, because the prices are a lot more than what it would cost you to cruise as a regular sailor on board. Well, I can't really answer whether or not it's worth it for you. It's a very personal thing. If you are looking for a far superior grade of accommodation, and if you are looking to unlock those perks that we discussed, then cruising as a Rockstar or a Mega Rockstar probably would be for you. Personally, I've never actually cruised within those bandings. I have cruised in both inside cabins, so cabins with no window, and also balcony cabins. So I have experienced Virgin, but I haven't experienced the Rockstar product. I would love to, but just not yet. And that's it. That's a full overview of Rockstar and Mega Rockstar with Virgin Voyages. If you have enjoyed this video, then please remember to give it a thumbs up and click that subscribe button, and let me know in the comments what you think. Would you cruise as a Rockstar, or would you rather save your money and cruise elsewhere on the ship? Now that you've watched this overview, why not come and watch this video? Over here, I show you what it's actually like to cruise with Virgin. I took a cruise around the Adriatic and visited the Greek islands, Croatia, and a few other places, and it was absolutely incredible. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll hopefully see you over there next.